Hello, Kjersti Stroup.
Hi, Mike.
I said it right, right?
You did. That was perfect.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me here with you're definitely a silver superhero. I got to know you a little bit, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you do and how you help seniors and baby boomers and beyond. I love what I'm hearing about how you help veterans. Can you tell me a little bit where your passion for helping veterans comes from?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. So I just feel like veterans give a lot to our country and deserve a lot back for that. And I have some family friends that are currently serving. I have lots of family friends that have served. And so if there's a veteran that comes in, then I am doing free work for them. I do pro bono work for them. I am signed up with the state to give free work to veterans. So if they hear of anyone that inquires into wanting a will, durable powers of attorney, just their basic estate planning documents, I get those set up for them and don't charge anything. I feel
That's
like it's a very small thing to give back, but that's how I can help right now.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
service. As I often say to veterans, thank you for your service. So I know there's a lot of, aside from the things you're helping them, the veterans have a lot of benefits that are available to them. Obviously, the VA loan benefit is one. Matter of fact, I just got an approval for a veteran today that I'm helping to buy his first home, which is awesome. Great problem. But also, I know certain specialists that I work with, a Medicare specialist who helps sometimes with VA benefits. Um, is that something you're comfortable with as far as, or do you refer that to someone else if someone's looking for some of the medical benefits you get from VA?
So usually what I do is if I get those questions and they're looking just to find the resources to know how to access those benefits or learn more about them, then I'll do the research to connect them to the person they need to talk to or the institution. If there's a situation with their estate where they need to do more planning in terms of what types of benefits do I need to have? What titles should I pass on in terms of my assets to make sure I keep qualifying for benefits? Then I'll connect them with an elder care attorney that can help with that. So we have that conversation and see where it leads, and then determine if it's best to refer out or if it's as simple as getting the resource for them.
I see. Thank you. So I also know you. So you work in probate and state planning.
Yes. So
What I'd just like to ask you. So what part of decided to turn your career to that specialty?
yeah. Well, I've had some other estate planning attorneys I knew, and just the type of work they were doing, writing wills and powers of attorney. Um, I know for some it may seem a little mundane, but I was interested in that and the mix of law and business and math. So it mixed a lot of my strengths. I also felt like it's an area that uses a lot of and needs a lot of compassion. So there's a real kind of counseling aspect to it because this is a hard topic for a lot of people. And I had some friends that had horrible situations happen with family members taking advantage of other family members in probate and prior to probate. So um, I just felt like it was an area where I could mix my legal background and my hope to make a difference. And so that's why I moved into estate planning and decided to start my own practice.
Very cool. That's right. And you do have your own practice. You're in West Seattle. I imagine you can help anywhere, somebody anywhere in Washington State.
Yep, anywhere in Washington. Prior to the pandemic, I was a little more localized up the I-5 corridor, but but now, I meet with clients in Eastern Washington, South Central Washington, and we meet through Zoom and over the phone. We do some mailing of documents back and forth, and it works well. And if there's clients nearby, especially for seniors, I frequently have clients that are in a nursing home or maybe in the hospital and need to get a document updated. And so I am happy to meet with them in person to do that and come to
Very
them.
cool. Very cool. And so I also know that you're a Rotarian, and thank you again for your service there. And what was it brought you to Rotary?
Well, I grew up around Rotary. My dad's been in Rotary nearly 40 years. And so I would go to events with him, go to Christmas meetings, and got to see the impact his club had locally and abroad. And I've always loved doing community service work. And so when I had the opportunity professionally to incorporate that, I did. And so I started with Rotary just 2 months after I started my own practice. And I'm so happy I did.
Yeah, and now you're about ready to be the president of the West Seattle Rotary Club. And yeah, that's again, I know that's a lot of work, and you're doing a lot of good in the world, and that's really cool to see.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to working with you on that aspect. Also, saw that you're a Husky.
Yes, I'm a proud Husky. I grew up with my uncle really instilled being a Husky throughout my life. My parents are both Cougs, so
Oh,
I'm kind
fun.
of the outlaw in my house. But yeah, I love my dogs. I love Husky football.
Go Dogs.
Go dogs.
I got two
Except,
kids that are Huskies, and
yeah, so
I'm
it's
very
great.
proud of that. They knew they were making me happy by doing that.
Nice. Excellent.
Are you from the Northwest?
I am. I actually started in West Seattle. My family is from West Seattle on my mom's side. We purchased my grandmother's house here in West Seattle. But my dad has a company in Everett. So we moved to Everett from first grade to my senior year of high school. And then I came back after college and law school.
Very cool.
Yeah, but
So
I left for a year. I went to New York. It was a fun experience, but yeah, these are where my roots are.
I gotcha. That's funny. I might have shared with you. My daughter had a similar
Oh,
experience.
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's great. So yeah, engineer and a Husky, and so
Great.
anyway,
We'll have to
I'm a proud dad.
here at some point.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. So, and you have a family as well, right?
Yes. So my husband and I got our first child was a golden retriever. So we have a 5-year-old golden retriever named Wrigley, and then our daughter is 2.5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we keep busy.
You got your hands full, definitely. Right on. And then now you just got your Seahawk tickets.
I did. I just renewed. We're on a wait list for about 13 years, and I finally got in last year. So I felt like we needed to renew and not get back on that list. So we're excited. I'm excited about where Geno Smith's going. Yeah, go Hawks.
Yeah, right on. When my kids were little, that was my wife and I. At least we had a date, because we would go to the games and had to find a babysitter, but at least we would get out of the house. And sometimes it's tough when they're little, right?
Yeah, we've done the same thing. It's been nice to have that kind of Sunday afternoon together.
Yeah, well, very cool. Well, so what is it about helping people, seniors in general? I mean, obviously you've decided that you're helping families and you're helping them with sometimes the toughest parts of life. What is it about that grabs you?
Yeah. Well, often with seniors specifically, I see that they've had really outdated plans. So their wills, maybe from 30, 40 years ago, may have a ex-spouse in them. And They may want to change how their gifts are going. And so I like being able to make sure they feel at ease and set up, so that when that time comes and they pass away, their assets are going to be handled how they want them to be. And the people that they want handling their estates are in that role. So I like making sure that that's set up so they don't have to worry about what will happen after they pass away. I also like working with them because they are more inclined to have a medical event happen, and some of them don't have powers of attorney in place that name someone to make medical decisions for them. And so I like being able to set that up for them to make sure that if something happens, they end up in the hospital, that they are set up so the person they want in charge is there.
Very cool. Very cool. So you work with whole families.
Yep. So I work with everyone from people in their 20s to individuals in their 90s. That, people in their 20s, it's normally where they've just purchased a condo. They may have some Amazon stock. And then I work with families in their 30s and 40s that have young children, need to name guardians for their kids. And then work with retirees that did plans decades ago, and maybe they've their kids are older and they want to change how assets are passing to them. Maybe they're widowed, and so they also want to update their will. So I work with clients at all stages of life. I do Zoom for meetings, for most of my meetings, but if clients, if that's inconvenient for them or they need someone to come to them, then I do that.
So I have another question, and hope I'm not putting you on the spot here, but if there's one thing you really wanted people to know about what you do, is there one thing that just comes to mind that you would like to tell somebody who's thinking about working with you, or thinking about what their needs are with the planning you do?
Well, I feel like a lot of people don't do their estate planning or don't update it because they're nervous about the process and the fees that are associated with doing that. And so I've purposely set up my business to make it as transparent as possible what the process is and the fees. I do flat fees so that people know exactly what they're going to get. If they want to call me and meet with me multiple times, that's all included. I want to make sure that people get exactly what they want in their documents. And I've also tried to make the process as less time consuming as possible for the client. So when we're setting up a meeting, I give them a little bit of homework, but most of my information gathering is in our conversations together. And that kind of brings down a wall, I believe, where a lot of people will get a packet of homework and it's too daunting, and so they put it off. And so I am there to hold their hand and walk them through this process. And so I think that's the most important thing I want to convey is, we will make it as easy as possible to do this.
That's awesome. Thank you. So Kjersti Stroup.
Yep.
You are a silver superhero.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you don't have to be silver to be a silver superhero. It means that you focus on helping people that are at that phase in life where they often can use help, and they really need somebody who cares like you do. One of my favorite sayings is, I don't care how much you know unless I know how much you care. And I can definitely see you're a very caring person, and I'll definitely be happy to recommend you to anybody I know that needs your services.
Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for spending time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again.